Today, the White House press secretary went out and gave a press conference. Why didn't he talk about this, which, as you point out, is such an important issue? Millions of Americans hanging to find out what their healthcare system is going to be like. Isn't that more important than the question of crowd size, which is what Sean Spicer was talking about?
Well, our press secretary, Sean Spicer, will be addressing Americans on any number of issues, including the ones I've just said on your show, John. Yesterday, it's just disappointing to get into this argument about crowd control. Nielsen says 31 million people witnessed Donald Trump's inauguration on the television. We know many other millions of Americans are watching events like this on different screens and their telephones and their computers. And we know there was a prediction of rain, a big rain out that probably deterred many people from coming. But all that said, there were hundreds of thousands of people here.
In terms of,
we all saw it. I think, I'm into the things that we can quantify. And that does go to everything from the 2,600 counties he won in 31 to 50 states, and the millions who are in need that he's going to help.
But that's in the past. I guess he's now doing things that affect real people, their real lives. No more rhetoric. This is real stuff. So why on a day when you could talk about when you can talk about a thing that the new president has done, the White House chooses to spend its political capital and its time on something that's quite petty relative to the big changes he's going to make in American health care?
I think it's a symbol for how we're covered and treated by many in the press, John, and that's unfortunate. Look what happened the day before. The very day before, we invited the press in to cover President Obama signing executive orders in the Oval Office. And what happened immediately? A false report. I'm sorry, this is very important. A false report was issued by the press pooler, and it went out to 3,000 and some outlets, 3,000 stories, and it was false that there was the removal of Martin Luther King Jr.'s bust in the Oval. That is just false. It was sitting right there. I was in the room.
You
can't have false reports like that and expect us to not wonder why we're covered and treated so differently and unfairly.
But it just seems that it's a question of proportion. The president himself went to the CIA and thanked all the people there, said he was behind them 1,000%, but then went off and talked about crowd size. Aren't there more important things to talk about at the CIA for the new president of a nation of 320 million people?
Well, he did talk about important things, and frankly, him going to the CIA at all represents how serious he is about having a very productive and constructive relationship with our intelligence community. We had over 1,000 requests for folks to attend that. We can only accommodate 300 or 400. He will be back. John, why did President Trump plan on going to the CIA in the first place? He wanted to witness the swearing in of his new CIA director, Mike Pompeo, top of his class at West Point and Harvard. He's going to be a great CIA director, but why couldn't he witness his swearing in yesterday? Oh, because the Democratic Senate won't confirm him. President Trump has nominated 21 of 21 cabinet positions. Only two were confirmed by the time he took office. We can't have a government that way. We need bipartisanship up on Capitol Hill and the Democrats allowing him to get his nominees through so that we can start the peaceful transition of power.
All right, Democrats say Mike Pompeo is likely to be confirmed next week. Kellyanne Conway, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, John.